good. And then by being a little bit back, your width or your swing or your path starts shrinking as you get down the course. So you start feeling later because you're never getting up and over your feet to carve back in through each of the turns. So start that way at the gate. You're over your front foot. You get the nice carve in. When you transition going to one, and this is going to be the same on both sides of the course, you make your transition and the ski rolls out. As you begin to reach, I don't want you to just reach and let the ski head on out in front of you and try to whip a turn. I want you to take this reaching half of your body and drive it out and in front. Which kind of will bring you out, take the ski out and bring you over your feet. So you're now on top of your feet again, like we talked about at the gates, and the ski's going to carve more completely. Okay. Right now, you're just poking it out there and then just reaching here and leaving the ski in front of you. You don't have control of it. Okay.
All right. Gear, tight. Here we go.
He's still at the edge where he's trying to pretend he's not falling. I got nothing to prove. Come on, stay over it. The rhythm was off, but that was the idea. And better turn it too because of it. Some positive there. They were in pieces, probably because we got you thinking rather than feeling, because it's new. However, every single one of those turns, because you actually did kind of drive everything up and over your feet, the finish of the turn, you carried more direction back to the weights and stayed further up course. It was great.
Yeah, I felt really early on all.
Good, that's what we're looking for. So now let's link it to the transition. So when you come through the wakes and you make your transition, don't stop afterwards and then try to go up. Keep that trailing half of your body after the transition happens, driving you out and up. Kind of link it with the transitional move. So it's just one move progressively all the way out to the apex of the turn, okay?
Here, tight. Here we go. He's the one that works with core.
Oh, I got you.
Jumps the heart piece.
Yeah. Pushing the handle to the boat. You're skiing away from the handle. So with the same physical idea in mind we just talked about, you transition as you drive that inside half around, you want to let your body release away. Okay. Right now, Kevin, follow me on this as well.
Got this.
You don't want to fixate on where the buoy is. Transition, reach while you're watching to make sure you clear the buoy. You told me you start clipping the buoys when the line gets shorter, right? Yep. You did it early in the first set. Forget that. Get everything from here down away from the handle and away from the buoy by driving it out, keeping that inside half pushing ahead, then it'll push the ski out from under you. Okay. Take your focus, both eyes and body, off of the inside of the turn. Think more about getting away from it first, then slide it. Okay.
Here we go.
Much better. Now you had a little loose line. We had this problem in the first set too. That's because you're probably used to pulling a little bit too long, because when you do transition and start to reach, you're keeping yourself kind of closed off to the buoy, so you're having to pull on to get there. Yeah. If you can accomplish making this move we're talking about every time and carrying yourself away a little bit, opening up a little bit, you can afford to transition earlier. You follow me when I say that? Yeah. And start your transition sooner, so the ski will cast out better. You won't have that loose line. But that was much better. Now, in talking about this and talking about staying away, we might not have gotten you over your feet as good as we did that one pass. You're gonna have this kind of conflict between the two, but they both have to happen. as you progress, it's really not about getting over the ski, it's about driving everything through so your upper body is in front of your feet a little bit.
Okay.
The ski will be out here, not underneath you, right?
Yeah.
You'll be kind of in front of it so that your pressure is over the tip of the ski through the turn.
Okay. Okay. Gear, tight. Here we go. Eric should do a ride on 3 skis too. So he understands the weight.
Exact same thing.
Man. Order Chinese.
I would say, just to have it documented, you probably are pulling out too early and gliding too long.
Yeah.
But it's not the most prevalent of the things that we need to work on, so I haven't addressed it and I don't want to address it.
Okay.
But you could ultimately down the road pull out a little later, just get out there, stand for a second, carry your speed right back in, as long as you're on that front foot.
Okay.
Not a huge deal right now though. All right, if you felt 1 and 2, forget my words for a second and go try to feel what you felt. Try to repeat it, okay?
Okay. Tight. Here we go.
The whole thing was good. 4, 5, and 6 were probably better, yeah. Now, along with the idea of making sure when you transition, everything's opening away, these guys got to get involved. You have a habit, maybe you were taught this back at one point, because I know I was years ago, but you transition, right as that ski gets rolled over, you start looking around like you're looking over here to see where you're about to go.
Yeah.
Your body follows that. So you transition and you end up poking your hips out the wrong way by looking to the inside. It'll be distracting, and I want you to experiment with it, but it'll be distracting to change where you look, because you'll feel like you lose all comfort, you know? But I want you to try transitioning, and as you begin to kind of counter with that reach, take your eyes out to sort of the buoy line or wider, just to get your body open, so that through the turn, your hips can stay down. As soon as you look to the inside, your hips go high. In snow skiing, that'd be a skid turn, instead of staying on the edges of the skis carving. Okay? Experiment with your vision, kind of looking away on the way out to the...
Here. Tight. Here we go.
At the beginning, but the distracting part is that you're not sure when to look where by feel. And I understand that. So for example, going to 1 and going to 2, you cross the wakes and look across. Transition for a second, you were looking out, and then you started looking to the inside. Here's a dumb rule of thumb. This makes it super simple. In this case, we could talk for hours about the theory here, but when you transition the ski, it rolls slowly out to the turning edge. When that happens, your vision should start to face the high side of the ski, the side that's out of the water. If you're ever facing inside of the tip of the ski, so down to the edge of the ski that's down in the water, your hips are gone. So if I come through the wakes, cutting from 1 to 2, and I'm facing somewhere left at the tip of the ski, my shoulders are heavy, my hips are light. You don't have pressure on the ski. You don't build speed as easily. Face the high side of the ski. So through the wakes, you're looking down the lake. When you transition, begin to look to the outside so that you're facing the high side of the ski where your hips can stay down through the turn. And as the ski carves, that brings you back to looking down the lake. You can't pick your eyes up and move to the inside. You'll lose your hitch every time, okay? This is not, I'm not trying to jump around. These are all based on the same idea. We're trying to get you to drive everything out and balanced over your feet into the stance where you can bring it back into the inside of the course more easily, okay?